Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking all about college and life after high school. School recently just started, so I think it's like a perfect time to make this kind of video. If you're a senior in high school, it's really good for you as well. Just get some tips as you approach your college decisions and all that good stuff. So let's just jump right in. So I'm currently a junior in college. I had a little bit of a rocky road to get to where I am today. So I guess I'm just going to start off with high school and how I did my senior year. So I knew I wanted to go to college, but I just felt like there was a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure revolving around like community colleges and how that's not really that great for you, and then also everyone around me, like everyone in my class was just so smart. Everyone really did get into like those prestigious schools, and they were just doing so well for themselves, and I guess I just sort of kind of felt like an outcast sometimes because I wasn't doing as great. I didn't really compare to them, and that for me just really put me down a lot. And it just made me think, okay, like, is school even for me? So that was something that I always thought about, and I always just had it in the back of my mind. Do I really want to go to college? What are my options? And, you know, all that. So I was not a testing person at all. So I did not take my SATs or my ACTs. Now there are a lot of schools that don't even require them. So that was a plus for me. I loved that. So, really, that's something to think about as well. If you are not a testing person like me, you can opt out of that, so don't even worry about that, honestly. Also, like, I am in no way trying to tell anyone how to go about their senior year or how they approach colleges. I'm just sharing from my own personal experience, in case anyone feels like me. I know when I was a senior in high school and then also about to start colleges, I really looked into a lot of YouTube videos trying to, you know, see if there was anybody like me. But sometimes I feel like when someone has a not so great experience, they don't really want to share it too much, maybe because they're embarrassed or they're shy. So I'm just sharing my experience so that maybe someone like me will kind of feel reassured. And my senior year, I was not a perfect student. I didn't really get the best grades, and honestly, I feel like it really just, if you are planning, if you think that you're the type of person that wants to go to community college, honestly, I wouldn't even spend too much time stressing about your high school grades. And that doesn't mean slack off or, you know, not try your best. But at the same time, high school, especially senior year, does cause a lot of stress for a lot of people. And a lot of people I knew always stayed up at night and they would cry over getting B's, and that is totally okay. I'm not saying anything. If you're trying to get into a really competitive school, if that's your plan, you should most certainly just shoot for, you know, the best, because you're gonna be put up against the best. So but if you think that school isn't really for you and college, you're just gonna go and, you know, community college, really don't worry too much, because in the end there is a plan for you out there and you will make it. I'm like a product of that. So I applied to colleges, and honestly, I got rejected from the school that I currently go to now, which is a UMass school. So I was originally rejected from UMass Lowell my senior year. I don't think I had the grades to get in, but then I transferred and I was accepted. So that's gonna be a little bit later. Fresh out of high school, I was accepted to a private college, which was Merrimack, and I decided to attend because I just felt like, ooh, cool, I was accepted into a private school. This is gonna look so great for me. Everyone is just gonna, like, in a way I felt like, okay, I'm gonna go into this great school and I'm gonna look as good as everyone else. Because at that point in my life, I cared so much about what people said about me or thought of me, and I just really wanted to show them that, you know, like, I am capable of going to a great school. So that was just so wrong of me to do and think, because at the end of the day, you really just have to do what's best for you, and you have to make yourself happy. And you know, suiting other people's needs or whatever, that's just not right. So I started my freshman year of college at Merrimack, and I quickly realized that this was not for me. The school itself was great, the professors were amazing, but for some reason I just felt so unhappy. I felt so alone, and a lot of that was pretty much on me because I didn't really make an effort to make friends outside of my classes. I didn't really join any clubs, and so because of that, I really just kind of suffered, and I just knew that I had to do something. And I was so I don't know, like, I was just so worried what people would think of me if I left school and what I should do, and I just knew I had to make a change. So what happened was I ended up withdrawing from Merrimack, and I applied for a community college in Boston, and that is where I kind of felt like my life was falling back into place. Everything was just kind of going so right for me. I did a mixture of online classes and in-school classes, and I felt like that really worked for me. It was there that I took my first intro to psych class, and I realized, like, I kind of really like psychology. My professor was great, so I developed this love for psych, and then I just decided that I wanted to major in psychology, and didn't really know what I wanted to do with it because my professor had warned us you can't really do much with it unless you further your studies with a master's or a doctorate. So I always just keep that in the back of my mind even today. So from there, I really just was in full school mode, I guess. So I really made sure that I paid attention to class. I got really great grades in community college. It was the best decision I ever made to go there because I just felt like it was the right choice for me. And I just felt like I needed something like that to just, you know, get my head back in the game and really just focus on my future and what's best for me. So I feel like there are a lot of people who shame others for wanting to go to community college, or they say that, oh, like, community college isn't really school, or I don't know, there's just so many different misconceptions about community college that I feel like are just so wrong. It is an amazing choice for you to make. It is really affordable, and financial aid does help a lot. I was just so happy I went to community college. So I was there for the second half of my freshman year, and then the first half of my sophomore year. So I was there for the spring and then a fall semester. And then my family moves to Lowell, and I was like, I am not driving all the way to Boston to, you know, continue with school there. So I thought, okay, my best friend goes to Lowell, UMass Lowell, and I'm familiar with the campus. I drive around there every day. So I just thought, okay, I think I can do this. So I filled out the application to apply as a transfer student, and I remember we went to the Red Sox parade on Halloween last year, and then I got the email that said, congrats, you have been accepted. So I was just so happy because my life was just like falling into place. I was like, oh my god, this is so great. I'm gonna be going to a great school. It's so close by to home. And so if you really aren't sure what you want to do fresh out of high school, I really recommend going to a community college, trying out different classes, trying out different things, what you like, what you don't like, and from there transfer into a school that you really want to go to. So So like I said earlier, I was first rejected from UMass Lowell, and then I applied as a transfer student and I got in. And I know a lot of people who are the same way. They were first rejected from the school that they wanted to go to, went somewhere else, and then they were accepted from that first school that they wanted to go to. So it's a really great option. Transferring is so great. It's really easy. I don't want to say it's guaranteed that you're gonna get in, but there's a really good chance that you're gonna get in. So if you do well. I now think that I know what I want to do in life. So I'm still a psychology major. I think I'm gonna be minoring in education. There are like a lot of different ways that I can go about getting to where I want to go in life. So I think my end goal right now is to be a high school guidance counselor. So my goals have kind of changed since my senior year. Initially I wanted to just be a history teacher for high schoolers, and then I think when I entered Merrimack, I think I changed to I think I started off as an international relations major, and then I went back to education, and then just liberal arts, and then here I am now as a psych major. So it's been a rocky road for me. I've been to 3 different colleges. So I've pretty much been to every kind of college there is. I've been to a private college, I've been to a community college, public university, and now technically an online school, which is still UMass Lowell. So I mean, it's the same. My advice to everybody is to really do what you want to do. Don't really listen to other people, and if they tell you like you can't do something, you can't do it. Like example, I'll never forget, my guidance counselor once told my mom that I wasn't gonna be able to graduate high school, and that for me was just so like disheartening to hear, because you never want to hear your senior year you might not graduate because of something you can't really control. So that is kind of probably why I want to be a guidance counselor, because I just feel like I've been through so much and I just have so much to share, and there are a lot of kids out there that just don't really know, or they don't really have anybody at home to help guide them. I know for me, my parents didn't help me at all throughout my college experience. They couldn't fill out any forms for me. I had to do all the FAFSA by myself, and I still do. And especially for first generation students or international students, it can be really difficult. So I just want to kind of like help others in the way that I was not really helped, I don't know. At the end of the day, what matters is your happiness and your success, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get to where you want to go, as long as you're doing everything you can to get there. I know I was really worried about having to graduate the same exact time as everybody else, but now it's just kind of like, I'm gonna finish when I finish, and I don't know, that's it. Like, that's just what works for me, and I can't really do something for somebody else. It has to be all for me. So I'm just really happy at where I am, and the number one thing is really just trying to do anything that makes you happy, anything that makes sense for you and what works for you. For me, I like to go to work. I just feel like I can't just not work. I need a source of income, so that's why I'm like a part-time receptionist. And then now, as my junior year has arrived, I have decided that I'm going to do a fully online semester. I just feel like it's really easy, and I can do my work when I want, when I can, after I come home from work. I have been taking online courses for like over a year now. Everybody knows what works for them, and for me, I'm glad I discovered that maybe going to class isn't my best option, because sometimes I feel like I would just not go, or I would just find some kind of excuse to, I don't know, just a whole lot of stuff. But it's literally the same exact thing, except you're just not in a classroom. You just have to really be responsible and look at the discussions. You have to post your discussions you have to get your textbooks and all that. So it is totally okay for you to feel nervous and for you to feel shy when you first start off at school. I know that's how I felt. I never lived on campus though, so I was always a commuter, so I felt like it was always harder for me to make any kind of friends. That's especially how I felt at Merrimack. I just felt really alone all the time. I was at the library waiting for my next class, and I was just like, oh my god, like I honestly hate this so much. Like I just wish I was with other people. But for some reason, like at that point in my life, I just really wasn't the type of person to just like make friends and put myself out there and, you know, just talk to other people. So you always just want to join like clubs and sports, and that's really how you're gonna make friends. And if you're dorming, that's another way to make friends, you know, with the people you live with. So, you know, it's also not just about all the partying you do on the weekends or, you know, weeknights, but you really just kind of, the way I see it, I'm paying for school and it's not my parents' money. It's not, I'm not going to school for free. At the end of the day, like I'm paying for like my own school and my loans and everything. So I don't want to waste money and just totally slack off, because that's a lot of money. So you really want to make the most out of this experience, and it's all a learning experience. It is okay to make mistakes in college. It's totally normal. We all do it, and that's the only way you'll learn, really. Like I can tell you as much as I can, but at the end of the day you will still make mistakes, and that's how I learned, and that's how you'll learn too. That's what I feel like I've been doing since my freshman year of college. I've been making mistakes and I've just trying to learn from them and just go forward. Can't really just hang on the past too much, because you have your whole future ahead of you. And the way I see it, there's like a plan for all of us. So you just gotta stick to your path, and you can't really worry about anybody else, because it's your life, you know. It doesn't matter what other people do or what they don't do. In terms of like course work, a lot of classes really are so easy to pass, and I'm not even just saying that because whatever, but as long as you show up to class and you do your essays and your midterm and your finals, that's honestly sometimes all that classes really grade you on. Sometimes you'll have like a homework here and there, so it's really important you do those. But honestly, like sometimes, like last semester I had a cognitive psychology class, and I think all she really graded us on were the 4 tests that we took all semester long and an essay. That was my whole entire grade. 4 tests and an essay. So that's, you really, when it's something like that, you really want to try your best on those tests, just so that way your grade is not suffering too much. It's really hard when it's a class like that, because testing isn't everybody's strength like mine. So it can be difficult, but you can really just study. Take home kind of message thing. College is basically a time of growth and mistakes and learning so much about not only yourself, but what you can and can't do, and your strengths and all that good stuff. So all you need to do is just make yourself happy, do what is right for you, and you can't really listen to anybody else, because they don't live your life, you do. So you want to make your life as best as you can. Don't really take the 8 because you're gonna regret it. I'm so excited for, you know, life to really start going, and I just hope that everything falls into place. And I hope this video helped you guys. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. I also have my Instagram, so if you want to DM me on that, you can do that as well. I'm always here to listen, here to talk to you guys. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you all have an amazing semester and a great year. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye!